We welcome you in this place and thank you for being among us. Receive this offering of worship and thanksgiving. We offer it in Jesus' name.
I'm starting to get a little, you know what I'm saying, a little chunks there a little bit. Why is that? I ain't gonna lie, it's because of this. I drank about 3 things of this recently, bro. No cap. I'm done after this bottle. You can still see the frame. You know what I'm saying? You still see the frame, you still see the curve, feel me? The little curve. Alright, brother. So I gotta send Sterling that thing. Where's my phone at? I just thought about that. My phone ties instead. Oh, it's not. Anyway, yo, I've been making a lot of progress in the crib. And this thing is iron. A whole lot of progress. So much progress to where I'm about to put the carpet down again. Like, it's truly like clean. Like the room Look at this, bro. It's like a full blown room right now. I got some stuff on the bed, but like desk is all set up and all that. So with that being said, I would not have the honors, the pleasure to at least throw this down to make it look a little bit more homey. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously I'm gonna have to like, you know, vacuum and all that junk. But until then, this is it. I already know my roommate's gonna walk in. We're like, what? Oh my gosh. Wow. Men do not do great. And like, I know you don't have your room together yet, but like, man, I got more stuff than you, and I'm tired. Mind you, all this stuff, like, I bought this when I was transitioning apartments in Emerald Grove. Like, literally, like, I was like, let me figure out, or not Emerald Road, I was trying to go into Emerald Road. And I was like, let's start looking at some stuff now. Let's see what I can do. This is what I came up with. You get stuff done over here. Yes, sir. That's what I like to see. Now, the one thing I'm gonna do right now, for real, like I said, I need a vacuum when it happens. Vacuum all that stuff up. But I low-key wanna clean the bottom of these wheels, cause I feel like it's been dragged whatever I've dragged it from. But this chair I got in Orlando, the carpet I got in Orlando, the couch I got here from somebody in Towers who's probably graduated or something.
Amen. Let's clap your hands. 12:30. Ooh. So incredibly honored to be in God's house today, and as we celebrate as a church family a significant day on the Christian liturgical calendar known as Pentecost, and we celebrate the outpouring, the coming, the dispensing, the releasing of the third person of the Trinity, the Holy Spirit. And we're in a series here called Humanology, and I want to have a conversation about Him, the Holy Spirit. Every human needs Him. Can't be fully human as God intended without Him. And I think there is as He has worked among us, even in this worship gathering, in ways that we don't know about, there is a specific way I want to remind some of you of, and that He wants to work, and I want to introduce some of you to. As a church family, I want us to be open to the comprehensive contribution that the Holy Spirit wants to make in all of our lives, and that is not just a rebirth and a refilling, but a renewal. And so in Matthew chapter 4, verses 10 through 11, I want to have a conversation. I want to use verses 10 and 11 as a launching pad to leap into a conversation that I want to have relatively quickly. I actually want to lead us to a prayer. There's something I think the Holy Spirit wants to do for those of us that need it. And we all need Him, but we need Him in different ways, in different seasons. But it's my sense that there's a significant portion of us in this place and online that need this kind of work, and some of us need it immediately. The Bible says in verse 10, Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it's written, worship the Lord your God and serve Him only." And verse 11 says, "Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended to him." I want to use this text to teach this topic today. I'm running on empty.
Wasn't even saying anything crazy. I'm just like,
Come on, 12:30. Let's clap our hands in anticipation of what God's going to do. I'm running on empty. There's a...
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Ignorant. Yeah. Interesting. Can it generate reports?
It can now.
Nice. So you're saying we can all build apps now?
Yeah.
I'm on lunch.
I gotta make more.
Just built an inventory tracker. Protein calculator. Let's share an app. A workflow manager that
Tracks who still owes for the group lunch.
Flash duty schedule.
Because no one seems to care.
There's built a
I just created a goal tracking system.
We built the same thing, didn't we?
Yep.
Can this thing manage content?
Is it tracking
I
required?
want to animate this one.
Create a party?
Profesor de español.
An inter-office dating app. For dogs. For office dogs.
And typically, in order to get a garment like this, you need to place a bulk manufacturer with a factory for them to make it and ship it to you. Because typically, when we're talking about print on demand, people usually think there's only two methods. And in this video, I'm going to show you the third option that allows you to unlock your brand's potential with custom products like this, all made on demand. Not just a slap on a Gildan tee and hope that your customers don't realize this. The very first is what I call managed print on demand. This is where you actually build up your own Shopify store, create your own listings, manage the ads, customer service, pretty much your own brand. The second way is one that I call passive print on demand. This means that you're selling on marketplaces such as Amazon, Redbubble, or TeePublic. They're the ones that actually have the marketplace and the traffic, and you're simply collecting royalties from it. And this leads me to the third option that I call the brand building print on demand model. Essentially gives you the options that you would normally get if you were to try to mass customize this for a manufacturer overseas. This means that you get access to unique fabrics, unique cuts, unique styles, and garments that typically aren't made for print on demand, giving your brand a unique look that looks like it was custom made and made in bulk. But the beauty about it is that it's all print on demand. Now this model is absolutely revolutionizing the game.
yeah, for myself opinions. So when I realized it being uncomfortable was the only thing kind of stopping me. It's kind of want to deprioritize and leave in my class. Like I don't want to miss class so because it's uncomfortable or whatever the case may be. gotta challenge myself. Things of that nature. Still can't believe a nigga stole my freaking camera from my backpack. That was genuinely ridiculous. After coming back from a whole funeral. That makes no sense. Anyway, yeah, just trying to, like I said, be obedient for that. Making sure going to class, like, I should have signed up for a super class anyway. But I had a chance to switch my differential equations and stuff. Now I'm going to be a little bit confused, a little behind. I just wanted to make sure I found everything. Like, I didn't want to sign up for class and then I found out I can't even take it. So I gotta wait on the results. Probably get it. So I can make my way there. Wish I was in some other classes already though. No cap. But I'll live. I'll be alright. The thing is a game, bro. I am not a dirty person, gang. So I'm gonna be swift ran and all that all the time. It's not a moment. It's a lifestyle. Just gotta be obedient, bro. Continue. Like, you know, so right now, I'm very disappointed. You know, she's having a moment. But she always is. This is nothing new for her. This is nothing new for me. She's upset. Just with things not going the way they want. That's just always gonna happen. That's how I respond to them. Especially as she's growing in Christ. These are all things that she has going on. Me as a man, I know one thing that's gonna get tiring is men not having this together. Like, you still gotta like wait for people to have things together. Like, that does get annoying. And for me, it's a little extra annoying whenever it's like, nigga, one of the reasons why I have us together is because I'm paying for you. What do you mean? So, yeah, that's kind of irritating. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's some options for my hair. Mendoza hasn't said a word again. You know it's midday. Now that's what I don't like. You gotta text me how old up the whole day. Like what we doing? That's not like you. Even when I was like, the one time it happens, my phone was dead. I never just like not called it. That's what I'm saying. Like me and Nosa was always like, I respected and honored what was going through every single time. One was best for her every single time. They could create like a division. Should have been open and honest about like. I didn't tell her at the time because I thought we weren't supposed to. Like tell anybody. I thought I was gonna get in trouble. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell a word. I didn't tell a soul I was online. Yeah, all this is getting taken out today. Can't lie. Said it look hard though. I gotta figure out where to put like all this stuff. Also gotta clean this refrigerator, bro. Like, I don't know what happened. I figured I'd have to be cleaned up every day.
I manage the customer service team at Wolf & Badger. Before we set up a workflow in Slack, my morning was spent chasing my team, waiting for responses, saying, hey, how can I help you? So I set up a workflow to ask them every morning, do you need any support? By consolidating all of those DMs into one workflow, it saved me a good hour a day. That is valuable time that can be spent enhancing the customer experience, working with the team, and ironing out wider issues.
On this video, I'm going to show you why a lack of patience kills more success than anything else. Just keep growing. I'm going to show you in this video how to survive the slow start. Most people misinterpret the slow start. Most people think that the slow start is something not working. I remember when I got started selling, and I know y'all know the story already, but I'm going to just tell it for those who are watching for the first time. I got started selling in 1985, selling insurance and investments, October of 1985. I learned the presentation. I mastered the presentation. I did presentation after presentation after presentation after presentation, and I did not make my first sale for 18 months. I did not make my first sale until April of 1987. Now, if I were like most people, I would have concluded this isn't working. But I didn't conclude that. I just concluded I haven't quite figured it out yet. Many people quit long before they would have had success. A slow start is not a sign that you picked the wrong thing. A slow start is a sign that you haven't learned yet what you need to know to win at this thing. And there is a massive difference between those two. Because I'm going to show you how to win big even though you get off to a slow start. It's so amazing. People come to me all the time. Myron, I've really been working on this thing. I did my first challenge. I did my second challenge. It's not working. Oh, I did my first webinar. Nobody bought anything. And people are like, I started this business 4 months ago and still haven't made any money. 4 months? I was an entrepreneur for 14 years before I had my first six-figure year. What if I would have concluded in year 3, entrepreneurship is a scam? Or what if I would have concluded in year 4 that entrepreneurship is something that only works for people who are smarter than me? What if I would have concluded in year 7, well, entrepreneurship just doesn't work for black people? What if I would have concluded in year 8 that entrepreneurship just doesn't work for people who have a physical challenge? I could have come to any of those conclusions because people do it all the time, right? Nobody's listening to me because, and then we fill in the blank with something we made up and think it's like the gospel. But the reality is, sometimes we just haven't given enough time to becoming the person. I'm gonna tell you some of the best news I ever got, and I got it back in my old network marketing days. Where you are headed is far more important than how long it takes you to get there. So just keep growing. Just keep growing. And when I say keep growing, I'm not talking about keep growing your business and keep growing your sales and keep growing your lead list. I'm talking about keep yourself growing. Well, how do you do that? How do you last through the learning curve? I'm going to give you 5 different keys to lasting through the learning curve: surviving the slow start, and not letting a lack of patience destroy your future success. What if I would have put in your 13? What if I would have said, 1998, what if I had looked at my wife and said, babe, we've been doing this a long time. It's not working. Maybe we should do something else. Maybe I should go back to school, get a degree, just go get a good job, and then be miserable having people boss me around for the rest of my life. What if I thought that, all of the impact that we've had since then would not exist? Not because it wasn't in the works, not because it wasn't in the plan, but just because I was in a hurry. Oh, made millions of dollars. I forgot to pay that part.
My dad.
Lost millions. Broke as a joke and ready to choke. You know what's worse than being broke? Being a millionaire and then being broke. Because when you remember the good old days, them good old days was good. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden you're thinking, dude, you used to be one of the richest people you know. And now you're borrowing money from people who used to borrow money from you. What if I had quit then? What if I had quit in 2012 or 2013 when I lost everything? And lose everything, because that's a crazy thing to say. It's like I had to short sell my house and lost $400,000 in my house. The car got repossessed. I took it back, they didn't get it. And she was in one of our coaching programs. And she did a challenge. And quote, only 4 people showed up. She made a $25,000 offer and did $100,000 in sales. What if I had quit before her breakthrough? What if the single mom? What if I had quit before the single mom who also came through one of our coaching programs? She had never made more than $50,000 a year in her life, ever. In 4 months after she joined our coaching program, got a 1.6.
Sometimes rhythm's just really weird. It's like yeah, I'm gonna say looking at what Josh was saying. Joshua has a tendency where he like I could tell, you know what I'm saying, the kid in me as well. He's doing this thing, but he's just very in his head about things that really kind of aren't that deep, you know. And there's no really other way to say that without saying it's not that deep, and you having to experience how it's not that deep in real life. And once you experience it, then it's like, oh, you're right, it's not that deep. But until then, whatever trial, tribulation, whatever the case may be, it's gonna feel like, oh, because mind you, Joshua's sending me this video, but he actively is not working on any of the stuff that he's he's not working on and stuff like that. I mean, I guess technically the DJ gig stuff, but but that makes sense. You gotta fill a need, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gets married on the coast. You need a DJ, stuff like that. That makes sense. Oh, personal DJ. But if you just want to DJ for random events and venues and stuff like that takes more of a thought process and stuff like that. And I think also they see me and they know that I can do stuff like that by just having it, so it's they don't, I don't know, for me it's I know how to get this popping and shaking. I just need to have the right time and mindset to do so, and I am, and I will. So everybody. Like, speaking of, I'm for sure gonna be wearing. I might not wear that shirt, but I might bring that shirt. This wasn't even the core that I need, but it'll work. Talking about for my PlayStation. Like, Nosa, I shouldn't have listened to her. Okay, how much will we be able to pay from that? I'm trying to get a better picture because the part of my that I'm right back in the same position. Yes, I do have the money for emergency. Yes, but I'm also not trying to touch my car when I have 6 months. Get in the program, do overtime alone, and I can't get another job. See? Listen. Understood. This is conversation we will have over the phone, not text. You won't. She. What it is her thinking temporary instead of full time. I asked her. I told her. I said, no, sir. When I go to DC, I have to like I'm not gonna be working like that. So I asked you, what do you need? She said what she needed. Now she's gonna get irritated with me, and I'm not having that. Like, you're not about to get irritated with me about something that I discuss. Alright, here's what I was saying. You really want to spend $2,000 on a drip and you don't have to, like... Man. Everything sounds good until it's not good, bruh. Talking about I have 6 months into the program. Nigga, you're not going to be able to pay for this. You never were. Talking about I don't have it. Like what are you talking about? Like you keep trying to stress about stuff when it happens, man. Listen. Ready. This time. Anyway, bro. Like I said, but she's right though. Stuff has to get paid for. Things has to get done. Discernment, man. The Lord knows best always. Obviously, what sounds right isn't right. I told myself, I said, I really pray that I'm not in a situation where it's like, because again, as a woman, it would have been perfect. It was like, hey, how about you pay for me? Hey, how about you do this? Hey, I want you to have this backpack. Hey, I want you to get this done, man. And I said, okay, I don't really want you to. Talking about son, you're back to square one. Nigga, you knew this. Like, this is not like, this is your problem. Anyway, bro. Whenever we get my last, I gotta get right. I'm kind of looking kind of crazy.
$1 million government contract. See, to me, that's more important than the money that I've made. Why? I'm glad I didn't quit because the impact is far-reaching. Well, see the slow start for what it is. Procrastination is never the problem. Procrastination is a symptom of problem. And so you need to understand that a slow start is not failure. A slow start is a tunnel. You can't see the light because you're inside the tunnel, not because there is no light. And if you're inside the tunnel, as long as you keep moving, you will eventually see light at the end of the tunnel. And guess what?
Right.
There's even better news than that. When you see the light at the end of the tunnel, that's a sign that you're almost out of the tunnel. Isn't that exciting?
Let's chat about the first big AI agent trend for 2026.
Agents for every employee.
We're moving from what you call instruction-based computing, where you have to tell the system exactly what to do, step by step, to something else entirely.
Intent-based computing.
Exactly, you just state the outcome you want, and the AI system, the agent, it just figures out how to get there.
I think the best way to picture this is the idea that every single employee becomes a movie director on a high-tech set.
That's a great way to put it. You're not the one building the sets or filming the shots yourself anymore.
Right, you're leading this crew of AI agents to get the final product done.
You, as the director, you just state the high-level goal. And then the agent crew figures out all the steps, all the tools, the whole timeline to actually deliver on that intent. It's a huge shift. because it's all focused on expanding what a single person can achieve.
Productivity is ready for its close-up.
Ready to make your business official? Arrow AI Builder can help sort all of that out for you. Head to arrow.ai and start by describing your business. Now you've got a professional website.
See, you think that the problem is your situation, but the problem is not your situation. The problem is your interpretation of the situation. This must mean it's not working. This must mean I'm not smart enough. This must mean I'm not good enough. This must mean it doesn't work for people like me.
Never thought that. Never thought that.
They say it isn't working, but what's actually happening is that they haven't developed the skills yet. They haven't developed the audience yet. They haven't developed the relationships yet. They haven't developed the ability to use the systems that will make it work at scale. And so they think it's not working. A doc, you had to go to college before you could become a doctor, right? Now, you got an undergraduate degree. You got an undergraduate degree. And so once you got through your freshman year, they called you Dr. Sam. No. Your sophomore year, junior year, senior year. No. Oh, that's right, you had to go to medical school. How many years is medical school? How many years is residency after medical school? That's a really slow start. Because if my math serves me right, 4 plus 4 plus 3 is 11 years before you get to even be called doctor, before you even get the actual designation. And see, we want to make as much. You as a business owner, you want to make as much money as a doctor, but you don't want to have a slow start like a doctor. My slow start was more like a specialist. It took forever. Like, okay, bro, you still in school, man. Okay, but we are so used to pushing buttons and getting instant results. I push some buttons. I can talk to my brother in Holland without having to go to Holland. Right? I can push some buttons, put the food in the microwave, push some buttons, and a minute and a half later it comes out and it's hot. Right? You know what I really love? I love my car wash membership. I don't even have to push any buttons. I just got a sticker on my car, I drive up, it opens up. You say, Myron, what are you saying? I'm saying we've gotten so used to instant everything that we expect instant success. And instant success would destroy you if you could get it.
I need to write a book. I be saying this stuff all the time.
And so, we have to understand that a slow start's not failure. It's not failure. This thing for a year. Yeah. I'm such a failure. And what happens is we see people who have rapid visual success. But I promise you, anybody who has rapid visual success that lasts has had invisible preparation for that success when you weren't watching. So, people join my coaching program and they think they're going to be able to do, after a year in my coaching program, what I've been able to do after decades of trial and error. And I was having a conversation with my son a while ago. He said, Dad, these people in this coaching program, they want to have Myron success, but they don't want to do what Myron did. I said, what are you talking about? He said, let me ask you a question. He said, when was the last week of your life when you did not do some form of public speaking, a conference call, a webinar, speaking at church, doing a Bible study? When was the last week of your life? He asked me this question probably 3 years ago. When was the last week of your life when you can remember where you didn't do some form of public speaking? And I said, I can't remember. It's been decades of every week doing some kind of public address, public speaking, talking to a person, talking to a group of people every week for decades. You watch me for 6 months and think you're going to do what I do. it doesn't make it, like, I think about it. Let's just, today's Monday, right? Today's Monday. So, last Monday, I did a live video on YouTube. And then right after that live video on YouTube, was that the coaching? No, that was the web. I did a master class. Right after that, I did a master class. And then right after the master class, I went and played golf. And then Wednesday, I did an interview for my YouTube channel. I think it was Wednesday, with one of my VIPs. And then Thursday, I went live on my Bible study. And then Friday, I left for their Annie, it ain't my Annie. And I spoke Saturday twice for 90 minutes the first time, 120 minutes the second time. And then, that was on Friday, and then on Saturday, I spoke for 90 minutes the first time, and 90 minutes the second time. And that's just in the last week. But you want to do a webinar once a month, and do a YouTube short and an Instagram reel once every 2 weeks. And you're like, I don't know why I don't have any followers. Maybe you just haven't put in enough time and iterations to have something that's so worth saying that people think it's worth listening to. Take more of the thing that will get you the result that you desire and do more of that thing. But what most people do is they do less of that thing because they don't like looking at the results of that thing after they do.
Bruh, no wonder why Joshua likes watching this, bruh. I told him, do another video. Do another video with the whole, with the whatchamacallit, the DJ video. He's like, nah, you know, I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he does nothing. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, nigga, that's not good enough. You're not gonna be able to just do that. That's what I'm thinking in my, head. That's what I'm saying aloud, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Clearly, my man's is not thinking for real. Yes. So now I'm trying to take some school stuff and bring it over. I think a lot of this should go underneath my desk because, like, I don't want it to be cluttered. For real, that makes sense. Like, I'm not trying to have, like, a clutter of, like, stuff that doesn't make sense. So, like, some of these things, like, shoot, like, now I think about it. Forgot about that. Like, all this stuff right here. I might just keep, like, a pack of pencils on my desk. Like, my little cubby thing. Like, I'm in the 4th grade. Like, all this kind of stuff that I, like, really need should go straight there. Anything else is stuff that I'm like, do I even need that for real? But yeah, I asked Joshua, I was like, yo, like, how do you, you should do more of the shorts. I mean, do like, cause, that's what brings the numbers in eventually. Somebody's gonna click on that joint, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, sure. And like, bro, it could be demotivating, but you gotta like, it's part of, like, you gotta do that. It's part of the process. Like, to be honest, like, I wish I could say it, very, like, in any other way, like, the generic answer is the only way. Like, it genuinely is part of that process. tell you one thing about Desire to Make It that I like though. That I just like about the process of our story. It's like I said, it's been majorly consistent. And this isn't for play. Like, this isn't something that's like going quick. Kind of like a villain. We got our moments where we've been on and off. We had 46 missions throughout the years. So it's like, it's truly far from like something that will be like an on and off type of thing. Think about one day, forget about the next.
Basically, for Super Agent is the catalyst for my growth, it's gonna take me to the next level. My agent, her name is Amber.
Well, I decided to call in Satan because he'd sold the stores for me.
I just asked a simple question. How do we monetize this? And my super agent put together a 1-year revenue model.
Research that wants to be days can all be done within minutes.
Take that research and turn it into a YouTube script, a blog post, and post it on my website.
Everything from marketing to strategy and to
You're starting to like, yeah, I don't like that. It's starting to make sense. You didn't. Listen.
So, really private entertainment center / spice rack. Gets great light through the top of that. Can't put a price on a view like this.
What kind of internet is it?
Oh, let me see. Oh, it's Verizon Fios, 100% fiber internet.
I'll take it.
Get Verizon Fios 100% fiber internet starting at just $20 per month with a 3-year price guarantee. When it comes to your internet, it's 100% or nothing.
Check out the odds.
It's so worth saying that people think it's worth listening to. Take more of the thing that will get you the result that you desire and do more of that thing. What most people do is they do less of that thing because they don't like looking at the results of that thing after they did it. I've seen this once. I've seen this morning when I was traveling again. I mean, I've been preaching, the way I preach now, I've been preaching that way since I was probably 20. And I still do a lot of conferences, still do a lot of churches. It's like some of my friends would invite me back, other people not so much. I remember one time I went to a church in West Virginia, I spoke at this church in West Virginia. And the pastor raises this offering for me and my family, because that's how we live. We live off of love offering, right? And this church, he was a new pastor, the people in the church loved him. So he takes this, hey, man, really going through it, blah, 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 just taking offering. And so this money is like literally overflowing out of the offering plate. And then this goes away from the check. It was like that was my experience. I had a guy in this church, and he said, people come with crazy stuff. He said, and I got there, and he said, oh, when I invited you to come speak, Brother Minor, I didn't know you had facial hair. We preach against facial hair. Nobody in the Bible would have been able to speak at your church. So I shaved off my mustache because I wanted to create a problem for him. I said, I'm never coming back here again. Haven't been back since. Like, all I'm saying is, like, for me, getting booked to speak at a church was more than a challenge. But I kept doing it anyway. assistant pastor for 15 years and didn't take a salary because I didn't need one. My business took care of it. I was assistant pastor. I was a senior pastor for a year. Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. Had to come up with something. You say, what are you saying, Myron? I'm saying, don't mistake the slow start. Like, see the slow start for what it really is. So, key number one, see the slow start for what it really is. Slow start's not failure. Slow start's tunnel. Can't see the light.
How much will we be able to pay from that? Like,
It doesn't mean there's no light. It just means you can't see it yet. A slow start is not a verdict. A slow start is curriculum. Can you decide right now for the rest of your life that you're going to let your slow start be your curriculum? What can I learn while the start is slow that you won't be able to learn when the pace picks up? Sometimes our pace picks up so much that it's like, man, I would love to be able to come up quicker. I was talking to my health consultant because I have an accountability call with my health coach every Tuesday night, and like I am very good at getting very good sleep, and usually for at least 8 hours. But last couple of weeks, it hasn't been 8 hours. 6, 7, 5. Like, and so he asked me my numbers. How do you go to sleep? And it's like from 0 to 9. Oh, yeah, sleep's been a 6. He's like, what? Sleep's always been 9. Sleep's always been 6. Yeah, it's my schedule. It's my schedule. I'm just not getting enough. The sleep I'm getting is good. I'm not getting enough of it. I said, so when do you think the schedule slow down? 2. Like, I already know. My schedule will slow down. I'll be able to start getting 8 hours of sleep again in 2. I would prefer it be May, but it is what it is. So, don't make the mistake of quitting during a slow start, because that would be a problem. See, a slow start is not a stop sign, it's a speed bump. And guess why speed bumps exist? Things about it. The slow start is not the enemy of your big win, it is the path to your big win. Most people misread the slow start as the wrong turn when it actually it's the only road to the destination. See, what happens is people come into entrepreneurship on different rungs of the success ladder. When I came in, I wasn't even on rung 1, which is why it took me a year and a half to make my first sale. Because I knew nothing about entrepreneurship. I knew nothing about persuasion. I knew nothing about sales. They pretty much
bro, like, I'm
Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not
pretty much past this. I don't like hang up.
For in due season we shall reap.
Like I said, people.
We faint not. Don't quit. Just keep growing. Just keep growing. Like literally, just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And
I'll say this.
growing. Eventually, the harvest will become so large that it will become indisputable.
Sleeve printing is now live. You can now design directly on sleeves across some of our best-selling hoodies and tees. It's built right into the Classic design tool. Same simplicity, just more canvas to work with. Here's how. Step 1. Filter by sleeve printing in the Tazwich catalog. Step 2. Pick a blank you want to custom design. Step 3. Click Design Now and toggle to Sleeve Print. Step 4. Upload your design to your presentation. Step 5. Preview or mock-up, save, and order directly or add to your store. You can add your artwork, see real-time previews, and bring your vision to life instantly. Every print meets the same premium standards you already know. Crisp, color, soft feel, and built to last. Quality assurance at every step. More print space means more room to make your design stand out. Available now on select best-selling tees and hoodies for international fulfillment. Expand your canvas. Start creating your happiness.
Let's do that temporarily. Maybe forever, I don't know.
Now Claude can collaborate right alongside your team. Add Claude into your and watch it pick up the work.
Let's check out this book.
Claude in for most of this year, so
It spiraled me into being frustrated.
and across Anthropic, Claude Tech opens 65% of our
Never again.
So what's going on in engineering?
Drew heard from a sales rep that one feature, scheduled exports, isn't in their biggest deals are waiting on. He doesn't own it, so he asked the person who does. Nadia texts Claude, then Claude keeps up with.
Alright, so let's talk about this. Cause like I like what this man is saying and everything. It's my better percent on, bruh. We're gonna put this on a charger since I'm using it. I can't find my little pad. My fake one. Like Hi. Hello.
Yeah, I think the service center just because I answered the first time, just but anyway, there was like an ups and down. Like once you deducted everything, what was like?
I'm gonna step away from the from the phone when I'm listening. Alright.
Yeah. So how much? I mean, question that I texted you, how much do you think you'd be able to do? So, or like, do you have to wait till you get your first thing to see it?
What exactly do you need right now?
It's not about what I need, it's what you can do.
I'm saying, like, what is this going? Like, is this going towards your
Going towards the credit card that I use for the cruise.
right, which is the 40,
And the flights.
the 40 per month, right? The 40.
Yeah, it's like the minimum.
Obviously, I could
Yeah.
pay more, but like the minimum.
Yeah.
Yes. Listen, the only. Let me sit down for a second. Yeah, I could. Obviously, I'm gonna try to. I mean, yeah, I could do the 40 and then some. You know what I'm saying? When then some comes. The only thing that I guess I was trying to clarify with you when we talk later is whenever we went on this trip, I tried to express it to you that like that I try to make it clear that it was gonna be like this, and I don't want you to feel like you're now frustrated at me for something that we talked
I'm not
about.
frustrated, it's you.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I don't want you to be, irritated as you said about, finances when I try to be transparent from the jump, let you know.
No, I know.
And I'm kind of frustrated at myself for just trying to stop listening to myself and kind of just I guess listen to you in the moment because I knew that this was gonna be a problem later. I did. I knew it. That's why I kept bringing it up. And I was like, "Are you sure?" Stuff like that. And I should have been like, "You know what? Nah, this is just too much. This is too realistic." Because I even told you, I said I'm gonna have to go to school specifically in the fall. I'm not gonna have really any time to do anything else. And then that's whenever I asked you, and you were like, "Oh, maybe at the latest something October," and then I brought that up to you again, and you're like, "Well, I don't really remember saying that, but it's almost like I have the minimum." So I just don't want you to be in the headspace where you start to resent me or something, all because of some pain.
I'm going to.
All right.
I was simply asking, and the whole me saying the frustration part, that's not, oh, I'm frustrated with you. I'm frustrated with my own situation. That I'm not worried about specifically. It's all the other stuff. It's the fact that I would like to do this program and I can't afford it, so I'm irritated. It's, I have 6 months to save up money to pay for an apartment. I have 6
What
months
program?
to save up for a car. I'll send you the link to it, but it's a production management thing for animation, and it costs $1,500. So
At Disney?
It's not at Disney. It's not part of Disney, but one of the the main teacher of it is a production a producer at Disney for different stuff. So she does Frozen, she does Coco, whatever the hell else she has on her resume, all that crap. But that could also help me, get a job because the job market sucks. Yeah, that's already been evident, but it's even more irritating and evident as I've gotten.
Well,
I can't even afford minimal things
I mean, that's true, but listen, I agree. I mean, you can rant with me. I know that it feels like that, and that it is that. I think the best thing you can do is I don't want to sound just insensitive, but you know what I mean. We all know what it is now, so it's you gotta just plan, not plan ahead, but instead of disappointing yourself, it's you know that's what it is, and do something about it now, type of thing. That's kind of how I felt about the summer. Whenever, I was I'm your financial advisor. I wasn't trying to be on your head. I was actually thinking about what you're trying to get into. You remember, I actually had an apartment in Florida. I actually lived outside of Florida, and it was scratching teeth to get by with roommates. So I knew what you wanted, and I was like, look, I pray that a lot of things could work, but and honestly, Nosa, I mean, that's only just one opportunity, so I wouldn't be upset about the one. There's a whole lot more, but I think your head's been right. So I'm proud of you that your headspace is in the right place where you're thinking of like, what can I do for my career, rather than like, oh, what job can I get? You know, do I need a bartender or something? Like you're already thinking like, okay, what's with investment for me to get something real time, and maybe you know you could even still reach out to that individual lady, and maybe still have like a relationship with them, not necessarily like in that setting, but just like to at least have a conversation so they know who you are, so they can have you on your radar, type of thing. I don't know, whatever helps. I want to limit God, you know what I'm saying? What you doing?
There ain't nothing I can do right now, so.
You know what I'm saying? You're clearly on your phone, so
You said I'm clearly on my phone.
Yeah, like you're scrolling or typing or something, so then what you doing?
I'm looking. You're literally on, like, the FaceTime is full blast. Like, I'm not on anything else.
Okay. Well, that was it. So, yeah, obviously I'm going to try to, not try, I'll do the minimum. Bare minimum. Of course. But when I have access, I will then give you more than that, obviously, because your future is my future, so I would like to invest in that, make sure you're fine, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Huh? But,
yeah.
So, you know, I am in a different position now. I do have to pay like rent here, and I also have tuition next semester that I have to make. So all three things that are like on my mind. But with that said, I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, give to you in this way, as always. But the worst thing, so the one thing I can take off your hands is a minimum payment of the credit card. So don't worry about that, okay? I got that for you. You're welcome. But anything else, I'll get you.
Thank you.
How's the mall going?
You said what?
Are you at the mall?
Yeah, I went to that one. They had a one-piece pop-up yesterday till the 30th, so went to that, bought 3 things, and we're in T-Mobile right now. And then we're going to like a Converse, some outlet for Converse, where that mom wanted to see if they had new shoes she wanted. And after that, I don't know what we're doing.
Nigga, what?
What?
You bought stuff? Like.
Yeah, I had money aside for this because I saw this like.
Right. No.
It was literally like $20.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have to go like to Walmart at some point because I still have other stuff I have to buy.
But I get it, bro. Trust. Like whenever, especially like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I told you, like, whenever I went to Florida, you know, after me kind of, like, sacrifice, like, I didn't go straight to my, like, university and stuff like that. So after kind of sacrificing, humbling, and building stuff on my own for a little minute, the college program was, like, a relief. It was like okay, finally I'm getting my life on. And, you know, having to pay things that I thought that I was going to get some assistance on from my parents kind of irritated me, genuinely. And then I had it, but did I really have it? Like I had it, but I would have liked to use it for something else. But hey, I'm also glad because, you know, things changed and I'm in a different position or whatever. But yeah, so you only gotta tell me I'm already knowing. Like I said, I've dealt with it and still am. So trying to deal with it as we speak with my family. Yeah. Anything else? Is there anything else I can help you? Is there anything else that we could that I can make your life a little bit easier on you?
Say that one more time. Sorry, I started listening to the
Great. I said, is there anything that I can help you with? Is there anything else that I can assist to make your life a little bit easier?
give me patience. That's what people do. Like I genuinely right now, no. I don't know what I mean. I said basically nothing different like right now.
Yeah, I can always do another prayer. I'm always do that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's stuff we already do, so I don't know what I mean. Like I'm irritated already as is. Just want to get this over with. And honestly, like when I was like in the room, I was like, I regret my decisions right now. Like,
But
should just finish that page. Like,
finish that pace.
yes.
Why? Why you say that?
Because I could have been started everything else, and I wouldn't be 110,000 or whatever how much it is in debt with school. Like,
But then we wouldn't have a good little Howard experience together.
Hello, welcome.
I don't know. Like I'm over everything. That's really the mood I'm in. That's why it's like I'm also not trying to be on the phone because I'm not trying to give you this.
No, sir.
But that's all I got right now.
Well, thankfully, I'm not new to this, and I eat this like ice cream, so like you can throw whatever on the dish. You got a man that likes his appetite. Yum yum yum. Made it up. Unless that bothered you too. Huh? Me?
In general, why you just sleep in general?
Well, no, so I'll say this. Listen. You gotta think about in hindsight. Yeah, you could have went to Pace. You could have got done over with. But that doesn't. When you went to Pace, I mean, when you left, when you went to Howard, do you think God was leading you to Howard, or do you think yourself was leading you to Howard? Because the answer was God, then that was what you're supposed to do. All because it's like hard. That's like, that doesn't take away from it being what we were supposed to do or not. Who we're supposed to be or not.
Well, I'm irritated and tired of living at max difficulty. I like that. That's cool.
I know. And I will try my best to relieve you from some of that frustration.
No, don't do that. Thank you.
Financially?
The same specific reason.
No, I'm talking about the payment.
Oh, that. Okay,
No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not taking on more like it's you. That's what I said. You know, I know at the end of the day, guys, this is just for fun. Guys got you. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. And yeah, and of course you're gonna have this reflection. I thought about that all the time. I'd be like, I remember last summer. You remember when we came back from Howard and you were talking to Trinity and I was talking about my calculus class, whatever, and everything. I was like, bruh, I went all the way back to Disney. I was like, bruh, I regretted there's a moment where like I was supposed to technically take it online, but then I stayed at Disney a little bit longer, and then I remember the lady was like, well, no, actually, no, it wasn't even longer. It was like literally the duration of my program, and I was trying to take Calc 2, and she was like, well, I say if you're already she basically recommended me to not take it online, even though I feel like I could have. If I would have took that online, it would have put me in a way better position, because that one class alone was very foundational for everything, but I had so much gaps in between that it was like, it was just a struggle. And I was like, bro, I regret kind of even doing the program. Like, if I would have even went straight to it, blah, 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 I would have been out. But then I just reminded myself, like, well, what does that do now? So it's like, okay, like, I learned, I've understand my priorities, I'm keeping that as a bold perspective, but, you know, like, just gotta live with it. And then I proceeded to take it the next semester and pass, and now I'm taking Calculus 3, and in hindsight, if I would have taken all that, I would have been gone before you. I would have been gone I would have probably almost spent like a year and a half there, and would have moved on. But the beauty is you're done. Yay! And you did a great job. Did a great job. Broke generational curses.
Exactly. Alright, my mom was talking.
No, you cool. You're cute when you're like this. Well, how was your time with Alicia? You never told me.
It was nice.
Yeah, y'all look like y'all had fun.
Well, as much as we could at least, like that doing that was such a waste of money.
We're all able to just to talk and catch up. We're all able just to talk and catch up.
Are you talking about when we went to the park or when we were
In general.
Well, I mean, obviously everything was like catching up, and then like when mom came to pick her up last night, like we can all talk for a bit. Mom was talking mainly about her business majority of the time. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's good.
Yeah, when I was saying, like us all going to the Halloween thing was ridiculous and unnecessary. So Halloween Horror Nights will not be seeing me again. I said that because I'm sure it's different. Yeah, I'm not enjoying nothing. I'm not touching Epic. I'm not touching Universal. Not touching a pass. Not touching a thing. I'll barely touch food.
Why do you say that?
That's wasting money.
Food is a waste of money.
I mean, not obviously basic nutrient. I mean, like, oh, to the park. Oh, let me go get bacon. Oh, let me treat myself to this. I'm just gonna starve for things that I actually like.
Are you touching nothing, or is it a sacrifice? Yes.
Yeah, I'm touching it both.
Yeah.
It's struggle. That's what it is. It's being poor. That's what that is.
Not for long, sweetie. I say yeah, not for long though. We don't we hustlers out here, bro. We ain't no spoon fed. Hustlers.
I don't want to be a hustler.
Well, you picked the wrong degree, man. Should have been a nurse. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, so then I can go to jail because I'm malpracticing.
Huh? No,
I would never graduate if I was doing anything like that. Let's be real.
Why do you say that?
Cause that, like, I'm not. No, honestly, I'm actually just starting to get more irritated. I'll talk to you later.
Is there something I said? I'm sorry.
I'm irritated in general, and I'm just gonna keep getting irritated. You keep asking me questions, and I'm gonna keep getting more irritated. Like, I'm just.
Okay. Well, instead, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why I love you, and I'm gonna hang up. Number 1, I love you. I love the way. I love the way that whenever you're about to cry, you stare at the ceiling and you be like, bro, no. Your eyes go all the way up. Number 2, I like the way when you're irritated, you walk extra fast and your hips move to left and right real hard. Number 3, I love the way that you look out for your family members as if it's yourself. even when you don't have it, you try to make things work. And that's a quality that like grandmas and stuff be having. And you're only 23, 4, so it's crazy. Number 5, but I'm going to 10. I love the way. That's a number 5. So, but I might go to 10. Okay. I love the way that you don't settle. Yeah, you'll have a moment of frustration or crash up, but you keep it going. Number 6. I love your ability to pivot. I've seen you in multiple stages. I've heard about you post-COVID. I heard about you going from being on stage to backstage. I've heard about you going from festivals to Dino or Restaurantosaurus. And you've made the pivot, and although you didn't like it, you've always stood out into your program, stood out into the people around you. And that's always been nice. Now let's get personal. I love your smile. I love it whenever you smile, and I love it whenever, I love it when you smile for real. And I love it whenever, there you go. And I like that there's a little crack by your lips when you smirk.
Ew, stop.
I love your top and bottom lip. I love the length of your eyelashes. I like the shape of your eyes. I love everything about your hair. I love the volume. I love the way that it smells.
Oh, it's connected to the car.
Hey. Hello.
Oh, it's because it's hard play. I'm not driving. What the crap? Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, put it back on. They're not on yours. Turn yours off when you click it.
I love seeing you perform. I love whenever you just take on a project. You take it very personal. That's another thing. I love how personal you take projects. It don't even have to be your project, and you would take it very, very like you're the teammate you don't have to worry about. You're the teammate that actually might care more than the person that created it. Like that's how passionate you are. And with that, I was like, dang, I gotta have a part of my team, of course, but not for business, but for life. Also like the way that you just appreciate having company around, because people that stick to themselves, they get kind of boring. You like having a full house here and there. Also love your need to also, one thing I can admit that I do less of that you do more of is your need or your love to treat yourself. I'm somebody that I like to treat myself when the job is done. And sometimes the job will never get done, so it's like, well, I'm not really going to treat myself right now then. That's how I treat it. But you will find moments to still celebrate and be like, nah, I earned this and I think this should be great, and you will make a way. And that, I don't think you should ever change, but because it made me want to think of different things differently. And to that, I thank you from that perspective. I will say another thing is I love the way that you bounce back. Like I said, it's only moments. It's only a moment that you ever feel frustrated. It's just a moment. It's not gonna be forever. And you be bouncing back so quick. And on top of that, you be handling your business too. They be like, dang, you such a wow, she takes it so personal. I remember whenever you were at the Warner Music Center and you first started, you were kinda upset with just the load and how much you had and what you had to do. And then all of a sudden, it's a little bumpy.
I'm trying to adjust to see anything is smacked me in my head.
I remember you were at the Warner Center that first year, well, the only year in the beginning, and you were kind of irritated at just the workload balance and everything, and it being a lot, and which is very true. And fast forward, you're over here doing social media posts and hyping up the guests and being very expressive for the performances, and you really kind of had an ownership to something that you once thought that literally you had no room in. Who am I? I'm not a Warner person. I don't do anything with music, and yet you spun it. Now, obviously, you're just a human, and you might be like, you felt like you could have done better. That just means your standards are high. But the fact that you still did it and then you made it your own, it's worth the wait. So why not do it again? It's irritating to do it again. I know, trust. But it's the fact that you can do it makes you unique and special. What else? I love the way that you began. I love the way that you're very genuine for the most part. And there's no malintent. And that you just want the same energy reciprocated. And that's what I want.
For the most part.
You got your moments. No, I'm kidding. I could go on and on and on. And I'm just gonna send it to you randomly. Through text. As I usually do. But, right. Yes, thank you, my home dog. But anyway, yeah, you're a special being, man, and that's why I appreciate you. And I noticed the signs a long time ago, and that's why I'm stuck. I'm in deep. Me too. I really do. And I hope I can be all these things to you as well. I said I hope I can be all these things that I've listed to you as well. Here and there. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm breathing. It's breathing deep.
Huh? No, I just yawned.
No, my mom had a deep dive. I'm good right now. I'm at like 69%.
Right. But yes. Well, I will see y'all soon. Goodbye. Well, thankfully, Nelson knows. Bro, I misread that so bad.
So in this video, I want to talk about how I made my first $1 million online and got successful the biblical way, without selling my soul, without having to do unethical business, without scamming people, without having to take shortcuts. You know, all glory to God. I have a few points that I've gathered from past Bible studies, from me going to church and just taking notes over the last 3 months. And each major point that I share in this video will be tied back to an actual scripture lesson, so you guys can tactically take away and apply it to your own life. No, I'm not creating this video because I'm a perfect Christian, because I don't sin, because I don't make mistakes. I'm human, but I'm honestly sharing how God has only blessed me, blessed my life, and allowed me to bless my family through a platform like what you guys are watching right now, but also the clients that we serve, the business that I run. So I really want to have these insights and share them with you. First things first, I would say ever since the start of my journey, God has always been first for me. And success becomes easier when God is first in your life and not just a part of your life. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in the Bible, it says in Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, it says, "Seek first the kingdom and all else will be added onto you." You must realize that God is the reason why you even have success in the first place. And the moment that you put anything else above God, He's going to take it away. And once again, like I said at the start of this video, I'm not creating this video like I'm a perfect Christian. I'm human. I make mistakes just like you do. But if you can realize that with your mistakes, instead of moving away from God, you seek Him harder. Don't run away once you fall, once you sin. Seek Him. The Lord wants you to come back to Him. And as you seek Him, as you continue to put Him first, He will also value what you're trying to get in life. And He will show you what He wants for you out of your life, because He has a plan for you. And everyone's journey and timeline is different. And the problem that a lot of people have is the business becomes their identity. I don't want you to make business your identity. When people ask me, "Oh, who am I?" I'm a God-fearing man first. Like, above all, I'm a God-fearing man first. So my morals, what I stand for, matters over any dollar amount. And if you can carry that principle into whatever you're doing, trust me, there's gonna be times where it looks like you're losing out on money, you're losing out on deals. I've shut down OnlyFans deals, shut down gambling deals, but when that real money comes in from the Lord, one, is going to hit different. Two, you're going to be able to bless others. And that's way more important than anything else. Second, it says that discipline is a spiritual principle. And the Bible talks about discipline a lot. Like, obviously you reap what you sow, right? But the Bible verse that I want to identify and what I was reading in church comes from the book that I actually just finished. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 24 to 27. And basically in this verse, Paul compares himself to an athlete. He says that he disciplines his body so that after preaching to others, he himself won't be disqualified. And bro, this can be applied to anything. This is why I say life max. Max out all your badges. This can be applied to actually working out. This can be applied to going to church. This can be applied to working, improving your craft, relationships, just being consistent. It all comes down to how disciplined are you as a person. And the problem is a lot of you are waiting to feel motivated. Success is the byproduct of discipline. So the more you lock in, the more you realize, I gotta wake up because I know I want to be great, compared to, oh, I need to feel motivated to wake up, or I need to have a sales call today to wake up. Bro, you wake up because you know that you're a disciplined man first, or you're a disciplined woman first, and you go after what you want in life and also what God wants for you. And that comes from the first step, seeking Him, because He will show that to you. Third is delayed.
gratification honestly built my wealth. And I was listening to a sermon at church. They were talking about Jacob and Rachel, because he will show that to you. Third is delayed gratification honestly built my wealth. And I was listening to a sermon at church. They were talking about Jacob and Rachel. And if you don't know this story, it is basically takes place at the start of the Bible. So Genesis. And what happens is that Jacob, generally, no joke, this man waits 14 years to marry Rachel, and he serves Rachel's father, even though he gets deceived. It shows how long you have to be willing to wait for the good things in life. And obviously this doesn't apply to 14 years, maybe for you, could be 14 months, could be 14 weeks, but the work that you're doing today will show eventually if you understand this. Because you watching this video right now, bro, a lot of people quit after 6 months. A lot of people quit after their first win. A lot of people quit after their first year. Do you know what percentage of businesses make it past like 2 years? The percentage is so small, bro. I got a text, a DM today that I've been in this online business stuff for half a decade. Someone texted my phone. He found our old DMs from when I was 16. I can pop it on the screen right now. He said I was always replying to texts, always hitting deadlines. And it's clear why I've succeeded today. That's his words, not mine. And I was able to delay gratification and realize the work that I was putting in then would show up today, even though I was doing slave work or working for less than what I was earning, but I knew I was putting in the proper work. So realize if you can delay gratification, it always hits different. I did this for my car. I did this for my penthouse. The longer you wait, it always hits different. And you're gonna know when to do it. And when you're seeking the Lord, He's gonna tell you, oh, now's a good time to buy a car. Now's a good time to do this. Like, your decision making is not gonna feel forced. It's gonna feel aligned. And when you're aligned, you can't lose. And then the fourth one that I gathered from my Bible studies, from my going to church, or just reading the Bible when I wake up in the morning every morning, is God was preparing me long before He promoted me. And this comes from Romans chapter 5, verses 3 to 5. Suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character, and character produces hope. I actually have this sticky note on my wall back in my old house when I was living with my parents. And bro, looking back on it, I've had client situations where I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. I don't know how I'm gonna really make it. Am I really gonna hit 20K per month? Am I really gonna hit 50K per month? And you know, you're gonna lose clients. You're gonna hit the fan on a lot of stuff. You're gonna fail, bro. I focus on how can I solve people's problems. And if you can do this with whatever product you sell or whatever you do, realize how can you solve people's problems as a servant of Christ. The game becomes easier. You know what I'm saying? And the more value I've created, the more better I get at stacking skills that solve people's problems. I've been making more money. Even right now, I just paid somebody around $8,000 so far for consulting, and I'm learning how to solve bigger problems. I'm learning how to have people understand our value. I'm learning how to solve the problems in my business that's gonna help me solve problems in my clients' businesses. And what's the byproduct of that? More money. So you just need to trust the process. It's really as simple as trusting the process, being able to invest in those ahead of you, and trust the vision that God has set for you. And then 6 is the Bible says that everyone has different individual gifts. So not everyone is meant to do the same thing. Not everyone's meant to do online business. Not everyone's meant to be a 7-figure entrepreneur. You might not be meant to be a 7-figure entrepreneur watching this video, but there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you complete your purpose that God has put you on this earth for. And it says, God didn't call me to build alone. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. My notes just emphasize every member having a different function. It shows this in the church. It shows this in different communities. You don't have to do everything within your business. There's other people that are elite at different roles, different tasks around you that God has also placed in your life. Because like for me, for example, a lot of my key players on my team, they came randomly. Like God generally just blessed me with them out the blue in fortunate situations, or He had them in easy access. So realize what God can do for your life with the right people around you. Don't be selfish. Don't think that you have to do it by yourself either. And then number 7, humility is more profitable than your ego. Generally speaking, the more humble that you are, a lot of people will be pushing the propaganda that, oh, have an ego, you don't get nothing being humble. Do you think those people are smarter than the Bible? And I know the camera's getting dark right now. I'm trying to finish the video. But every time your ego gets involved, it goes downhill. I'm quick to learn from people ahead of me. I'm quick to surround myself with people that are further than me. And I actually love it. I love knowing that I'm not doing everything I need to get to that next level where I want to get to, right? And a lot of people, they get their first win. You might be watching this right now, you get your first win, second win, and you just think you're that guy. When in reality, bro, there's levels to this game. Realize you gotta submit to the process, you gotta put that ego down. The more they put that ego down, ego's gonna lead to you making worse decisions off of pride. And the more you realize that, because especially as men, we're taught to have this huge ego built off of pride. But real leaders are truly humble. And they're gonna do whatever it takes logically to get to the outcome that they want. To get into it, man. Y'all can't even see me on 2 Fly. Here on Palm Beach. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just want to thank God and give him all the glory. Not every month is the highest month, cash collector wise or views wise, but as long as you're slow and steady putting in the inputs, pushing the needle, and gradually growing while trusting the Lord Jesus, in due time you're gonna win. So thank you for watching this video. Comment down below if you have any questions or other biblical videos that you guys want me to see. I appreciate you watching. I'll go to God. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, y'all.
Now, as product designers, you may know that we spend a lot of time not actually designing, but in meetings. So we're in client kickoffs, stakeholder meetings, we have meetings with our design team. The actual design work happens between these meetings. And if you're anything like me, and I used to do this a lot, I would scribble down my notes on a notebook and kind of like write bullet points on what I had to do, what changes had to be made. But you'd also miss out on a lot of context here. I found Granola and I've been using it for a month already. I discovered it because they had like a new website launch and it was pretty big in the design community. It's one of my favorite websites. It's very simple but very beautiful. But anyways, I decided to test it out and I really love it. It's so seamless how it works. All you have to do is like keep it open and it does its job automatically.
Solving tickets doesn't have to take up all your time. My team uses Monday Agents. We easily built an agent that auto-resolves repetitive tickets. We also have an agent that employees can chat with and get help instantly. It frees my team to focus on the work that actually matters, not just the busy work.
Appreciate you tuning in. I'll hop right into the nitty gritty. I think the concept of feeling behind in life is so prevalent. This topic, I feel like it's kind of been beaten into the ground. You'll hear different people say stuff like, you're comparing your so-and-so to you're comparing your life to someone's highlight reel. Or, you know, we've heard that before, but I don't know, it don't really hit. Because I'm actively seeing people who are 19 and multimillionaires. And I'm sitting here like, shit. But I want to give you some of the thoughts I've been having recently that's helped me overcome the whole concept of I'm behind in life, I'm not where I should be, blah, blah, blah. Because believe me, you feel it, I feel it every single day. I think we all feel it. I'll start with this easily digestible concept that we always hear. Yes, you are comparing your chapter 3 to someone's chapter 15. But even beyond that, imagine life is like this classroom and everyone's has a book open and they're reading through it and you're sitting there reading your book and your book's kind of lame at this fucking point. You're like, when's this shit gonna pick up? Hella pages in this bitch, but it's not exciting right now. And then you're seeing across the table, so-and-so's like looking at their thing. Oh my God, no way. Like their book's going crazy right now. And they're flipping through the pages. They're finishing the book all fast. They're blowing through the chapters, whatever. That's what it feels like. So you're tempted to look over at their desk and be like, yo, what's going on with your book? Why is my book completely ass right now? Is mine ever gonna get good? But the thing is, everyone's book is different. So they're all screaming and hollering at their book that they're going through, and they're going through the chapters very fast. And they're screaming and hooting and hollering, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. It's different books, brother. We're not all reading Harry Potter. I'm reading Captain Underpants, you're reading Old Yeller, they're reading Moby Dick. Absolutely no one's life is going to unfold in the same way, at the same timeline, at the same rate. And we know that, but it still stings when we see, well, my book sucks and it looks like theirs is more fun. Y'all remember in school when it'd be the one corny ass kid who would be finishing their test all fast? They'd be like, finished, where do I turn in my test? Rustling their paper hard as hell to make sure everyone in the classroom knew that they finished the test. And I was always the last one. I was just clueless the whole time, like, didn't know we had a test today. Holy shit. Oh my god. I always hated that shit. There was always the motherfucker hella prepared. They breezed right through it. Everything was great. And then you're sitting there struggling to get through question number 2, answering the word problem. Meanwhile, this kid just turned it in. But I bring that up because that's what life is. We're watching other people finish, or we're watching other people turn in their test. But I'll put it like this. The same kids that were turning their test in super fast in all my classes are fat, broke, and miserable right now. And me, the kid who was struggling and had to get all these tutors, and I couldn't do math and couldn't do science, and I'm struggling with that, and I didn't read the book over summer, and I'm clueless, and I'm trying to copy off people. I'm doing better than them at this current moment. So it's like, even during school, so many people were doing so much better than me. Bigger things, cooler things. They looked better. More people liked them. They were more popular. Bigger house. They just had everything. They had the new phone. And then at this point, about a decade later, I'm like, oh, I would never trade places with you. I'm actually right where I want to be. But you need hindsight. You need time to go by to see, oh, I thought they were in the lead. Damn, they weren't. They were not in the lead. I just had to wait a little bit, and I took them over. And who knows, they might take my ass over. I've seen that happen too. Then there's people you never even knew about, and they're going way past you again. But that's just it. It's not a race. And here's sort of arguably one of the main points of the video. It's not a race because, well, what's the finish line? I would argue the finish line is death. Like, are we trying to hurry up and die? Like, what are you in a rush for? Oh, I want to buy this house. I want to do this. I want to accomplish this. I want to start this business. I need $1 million in my savings, blah, blah, blah.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, then why not build an app that gives me endless app ideas? So let's make it. Pro tip, I draft the full app spec in ChatGPT, and then I drop the prompts directly into Base 44. It gives me super detailed structure. And here it is. Everything I laid out in detail as it goes. This is pretty awesome, but I want to make it playful. So I'm going to add a swipe left and swipe right interface. The same usability we all know. Now I'm going to add one more feature. So every idea that I favorite will turn into a kickoff prompt to start building the app itself. And that's it. Just come up with your idea, any idea, and Base 44 will do the rest. So go to Base 44 and create apps with your name on it.
okay, and then when you get that, then what? And then your life's done? Or obviously not. You're going to keep going. There's going to be new things to do. I just keep thinking to myself, what am I rushing for? Yes, I want to get things accomplished in a certain timeline, set some deadlines. I want to post this video by this time. I'd like to do this project by this time. You know, we want to keep it pushing, but I'm talking about the sort of blind urgency and anger at other people winning at this time, and they've made more money than I have at this age, and okay. It's not a race. I'm gonna be here for a while. So why am I trying to rush life and like get it done fast? Matter of fact, let me just enjoy where I am right now. Because let's say you're 85 and you have $1 billion and you're super famous worldwide, you know that you ain't got that much time left. So you would trade all of that money, fame, notoriety, all your possessions, your lavish mansion, you would trade all that to go right back to the age you are right now if you were given the option. And I know you guys have heard that concept before. If I told you I will give you $5 trillion right now, you and Elon Musk will swap net worths. You'll get, what does he have? I don't know, 10 trillion or some shit. You'll get $10 trillion right now, but the caveat is you have 10 years to live. You're not taking that money. Which means you understand intrinsically and clearly that your life and your lifespan is more valuable than $10 trillion. What you have right now, the life you're living right now, is worth more than $10 trillion. I hope that point is making it home. Like if you woke up today with 10 trillion, I know you're gonna feel good. But if you woke up with 10 trillion and it's like, yeah, and you got 10 years left, you're like, oh, no. You'd be dreading it. So again, what you have right now, this opportunity, this life that you have, even though it's not the best, you know it's worth more than $10 trillion. So then why don't you wake up feeling like you have $10 trillion? I hope this is connecting with you, because I think about this all the time. I see people making so much money, especially I'm in LA, you know, people are out here
got mess up my hair, bro. I got it wet. A little too wet.